And then also no stupid penalties. Now, when I say that, again, with the refereeing, this playoffs, it's easier said than done. But if they want to make a difference, no stupid penalties, score first, and just hop on that wagon with your best players. Like I said, Jaden Swartz, he already has 2 hat tricks. Vladimir Tarasenko, he has to keep going. Brandon Shen, keep doing what he's doing. Jordan Bennington, the goalie, like I said, stand on his head like he's been doing, and they can definitely go far. Now, with that being said, the Bruins, they cannot have all their pressure on their first line. They can't have Patrice Bergeron, Brad Marchand, and Pastrnak score all the points. Now, in these playoffs, they've scored 38% of their goals. That's great. I appreciate that. But the thing is, we all know that if you want to make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, if you got to win, you got to have all 4 lines producing. Every single line from the first line to the fourth line, everybody's got to be putting in points, putting the effort, grinding out the 45-second shifts, and busting their ass. That's the only way to do it, because eventually, especially this time of year when they've been playing for months, you can't just rotate the first 2 or 3 lines. You got to have all 4 lines running. And also, Tuukka, I know a lot of people probably didn't watch the Bruins Carolina series, but Carolina had a lot of scoring chances. They even had a 5-3 a few times in that series, and they still weren't able to get it done just for the fact that Tuukka was standing on his head. He was looking like a brick wall out there. And hopefully this 10 days off doesn't make any of those guys rusty, especially him. And we'll see what happens, and I can't wait to see who wins Game 1 of the series.
Now, I don't want to ask you the hard question and ask you to make a prediction.
Oh, geez, but you're going to, aren't you?
No. I'm not. I'm not. Because I know you're rooting for the Bruins. Coming from a partial standpoint, I wouldn't consider myself a fan of either team. I will root for the Bruins for you, but after kind of talking about all this hockey, the last couple weeks on the podcast, kind of getting to know a little more about the storylines, about the teams, that kind of thing, I'm going to go out there and make a prediction. I'm going to say the Bruins in 6.
Bruins in 6.
Bruins in 6.
Ooh, I could see that. There's so many good storylines that are going on right now. We already discussed some of them. A lot of question marks coming in just for like the refereeing. How's David Back is going to be? Are we going to see the old Ryan O'Reilly or the new Ryan O'Reilly? Like, who's going to be the better goalie, this rookie or the seasoned vet? It's so unpredictable right now, but that's what I love about these playoffs. These are both really good teams. They both busted their butt to get here. You say Bruins in 6. Ooh, I think.
You don't even have to throw a number out there, Nick.
All right, I will throw a number.
We know you're hoping for the Bruins.
I know.
I'll throw out my number.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
You got me. We'll leave it at that. Well, with that being said, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I don't really have anything about the Stanley Cup. I was watching. Was at the sports bar a little earlier, which, as a matter of fact, is actually a Boston sports bar located here in San Marcos, California. So shout out to players. But while we were there, I looked up and I saw that the U.S. and Russia game was on. Not sure if it was live. I got bad eyes. But I tuned in
it was live.
when Russia was up 3-2. Do you know how that one turned out?
Yeah, I think Russia ended up winning that whole thing, didn't they? Yeah, because that was the quarterfinals. So for you guys don't know, there's the IIHF, which is the ice hockey International Ice Hockey Federation. The World Championships are in Slovakia right now. For basically any it's the teams, it's whatever national team is the best of the best. They just finished the pool rounds, and I think they just started with the quarterfinals. And so USA actually had to face Russia and Alexander Ovechkin, and they ended up beating them there. But then Canada won too, and then Finland actually beat Sweden, the reigning champions of that, in overtime. It's actually really fun to watch because it's not only the best players from that country, it's also upcoming players for that company that could be drafted in this year's draft. One of who is Jack Hughes. He's just turned 18 during this whole thing, and if you guys don't know, you have to wear a cage until your 18th birthday. So halfway through this tournament, he was actually get to go to a visor. And there's actually a lot of great players that are out there. There's some rookies, there's some seasoned vets. It's really fun to watch, but at the end of the day, I do like World Juniors better than these guys, but it's still fun to watch. I think the last remaining teams are Russia, Finland, Canada, and the Czech Republic, all of which have amazing hockey teams.
Man, got to be interesting, seeing such young guys going up with seasoned vets.
Oh yeah, it's so fun because, yeah, I mean, like the Russia USA game, they had Ilya Kovalchuk and Alexander Ovechkin. They've been in the NHL for quite some time, and then for Team USA, we got both the Hughes brothers. One Hughes is already in the NHL, but then you have Jack Hughes, that's for Team USA, and then he's projected to be the number 1 draft pick in this year's coming up draft. But then we also have the other player from Finland, who I think is also 18, and he's predicted to be the number 2 draft pick. Man, what's his name? Even if I do find out his name, I'm totally gonna butcher it.
That one Finland guy.
Let's see. But anyway, he's planning to be the number 2 in the draft this year. But apparently he's really lighting it up this season. Kako, that's his name. Capo. I can't even do it. This is great. Finnish sensation Capo, Kaapo, Kako. So it's Capo Kako, I think is how you present it.
Sounds like a dessert taco.
I know.
Kind of like a choco taco. That's where I'm going. That's
but anyway, he's an amazing player. He's doing some amazing stuff for the Finnish, and he's also going to be really fun to watch. I really hope. I'm actually kind of pulling for them for the gold medal, to be honest.
Now that the U.S. is out?
Yeah, now that the U.S. is out, we had a good team, but the thing is, half of the players were still in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and so it was very difficult for them to do. That's why you say they had so many young guys there as well. Germany did have a good team, but they eventually got eliminated as well. Sweden, with Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Henrik Lundqvist, they've been on the top in international play for a while, but they can't do that forever. So yeah, I think Finland, if Finland can beat Russia, I say gold medal for them.
Okay. And when do the World Juniors start? When's that going to be going on?
The World Juniors happen always during Christmas and New Year's. That's just because they're the young guys, and that's in the middle of the hockey season for the NHL. So it's perfect timing because the NHL has kind of a little break between Christmas and New Year's, and that's when you can watch the national team's best upcoming players. It's only for players from U18. So, you could be 16 years old, but you could be the best for your country. You can play for the World Juniors. And it's really the best, especially USA versus Canada. Usually every player on both of those teams end up getting drafted. Now other teams like Sweden and Finland, usually they have 3 or 4 guys that are getting drafted. Now they're seeing 8 to 12 guys getting drafted, and just you never know what could really happen in those tournaments. But it's a young man's game, and they just go all out because the world is seeing them. So they give out 110%, and there's been some dramatic finishes in the World Junior hockey.
Well, hey. We'll have something to look forward to, here down the road in about 7 months or so.
Oh, absolutely! I can't wait. And then, we're going to be talking about trades and pickups, in the offseason. We'll talk about the draft a little bit later. But for right now, I can't wait for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Boston, St. Louis should be a good one.
Looking forward to it, man. You give us your Twitter handle. What is your Twitter handle so people can kind of follow along if you decide to tweet during the game?
My Twitter handle is Nick_Bartek. And make sure you also follow us at Jockstrap Sports. Could you give them the handle for that?
I sure can in just a second, because I always end up getting it backwards.
I think it's Sports Jockstrap. Pretty sure it's that.
But on Twitter, we are at Sports Jockstrap. Check us out on Instagram, Jockstrap_sports. We post some fun things here and there. Looking forward to posting more. Nick, we need to come up with another cover photo for this week's episode. But other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed. And we'll hopefully have a mid-series episode for you, kind of recapping the first couple games, and then we'll definitely be recapping the final whenever it's over.
Without a doubt.